Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. It's Wednesday and we have to speak about one man, Adrien Rabiot, that finished in big, in huge, like a giant on the first page of Tuttosport with a nice title, Restare, Remaining, Parliamone Juve, let's talk about it Juve. Exclusive interview that of course I read 3 times. I tried to mark up all the important things, but I want to speak about that, translating it, but also giving my opinion about the way that he spoke and making a link with what I heard about Adrien Rabiot. Adrien Rabiot is one that we spoke a lot in the last few days on the channel, not only because of his personal records in terms of goals and assists, but also the beautiful performances that he's offering this year. So we spoke about him yesterday in the morning video because he's part of that continuity in the midfield. And we spoke about him, but also Locatelli. Guys, Locatelli, we spoke also a lot about Locatelli in the last few days. And not only about, but also with Locatelli, and you know the reason why. But yesterday we spoke about the third element, well, that youth product that is a starter in that Juventus of today, in that midfield of today, Nicolo Fagioli. And by the way, yesterday we made a long, extended live speaking about Nicolo Fagioli with the possibility of being a symbol of the future Juventus, starting to be a legend at Juventus. I know it's not always easy to see these extended live. You not always have the time to do it, but we really did it. And yesterday was a really important one, a really nice one. I know it's not easy because it's long. It's much easier to see these smaller videos, 10-15 minute video, because you can do it while you're having breakfast with an espresso, with a coffee. You're watching me in the kitchen. Some people also on the phone, on the bathroom. I know you're doing it. No, I don't want to know. Let's take it away from my mind. Let's go into the double page of Tuttosport and the interview of Rabiot. The first thing that we see in big is alla Juve sto bene e posso restare. At Juventus I'm feeling well and I can stay. But what did he say in detail in that interview? Well, the team that he was supporting, or at least watching more when he was a kid, it was Liverpool, because he was a big fan of Steven Gerrard. But also he said, of course, one of my idols on top of that was Zinedine Zidane, and has always been Zinedine Zidane. We need to check back if Zinedine Zidane was still at Juve when he was a kid, or he was already at Real Madrid. But that's another story. Zidane, Gerrard, and he was watching Liverpool. He spoke about the role that he had on the field, that when he was a kid, because he was already really tall, he was playing a bit more offensively, and then with the time he became a box-to-box player. Cavallo pazzo, cheval fou, crazy horse, that's the nickname that Juventini gave him. He loves it. He said it. Well, honestly, it was really strange when I read it the first time, but I really enjoyed it. I love it because the horse is an elegant animal. He's one that is running free. He has the freedom to run. He's strong, robust, and again, he's elegante. He's really a class animal. So he said, yes, I really enjoy, and call me cavallo pazzo, call me cheval fou, call me crazy horse. So he knows it from now on, it is cheval fou. Alla Juventus dopo 4 anni, they are asking him what are the difference, what is Juventus, what are the characteristic of being in a club like Juve. He said, well, work ethic is super important at Juventus. I was in other club when he was younger. He was at Manchester City, don't forget that. He played at Paris Saint-Germain. He talked with so many people. He's also in the national team of France, where you have people and persons from all the clubs around the world. He said, look, at Juventus there is a big work ethic, and that's something that I personally appreciate. Why? Because I believe that the work is the fundamental of everything. You work, you prove yourself, and it's only because of the work that you are putting, the quantity of work that you are putting on the field, that you see the results. And he said, I believe that Juventus really has that, and comparing to other clubs, Juventus is really a club with the work ethic. Beautiful words that he's saying in a moment of difficulty. It's easier when you are winning 9 Scudetti in a row. Saying that in a moment of difficulty, it's nice to read. What about his future? Well, he said at the moment there are no news, but we will shortly, in a really short span of time, we will talk about it, because of course in 2 months it's over. I have no contract anymore, so I feel well at Juve. There is the possibility that I leave, but also the possibility that I renew, that I continue with Juventus, because I feel really well in Torino, but also with the management, with the teammates, but also with the coach, Max Allegri. He said he gave me in these 2 years continuity and a lot of trust. Being here And knowing all these elements of feeling well, the coach, the management, the teammates, it's really important to do the right choice for my own future. So he's promising nothing. He's open and transparent. What can he do better? Well, the long balls is something that he can do better. You remember that beautiful long ball for Moise Kean when Moise Kean scored, I think it was versus Verona, not sure. Well, that's something he can do better, but everything that he's doing well this year, he thinks that he can even improve and do better. He continues speaking about that magic circle that the Juventini are doing. You remember that beautiful picture with the circle of Juve players. While Inter is all over the place, he said, look, we all have the real strong will to win. We want to win. The DNA of the club is really clear. It's clear. We want to win the competition that we are winning in. We want to win Europa League. We want to win the Coppa Italia. What about the Serie A? I believe that with the 15 points, for sure, we are in that top 4. But even if they don't give us back these 15 points, I believe that we can still do it because we are a team that really want to do it. For me, looking at the ranking, we are second. Beautiful words from him. Then he continued about Inter, that we will play twice in Coppa Italia. He said, for me, it's not the same Inter that we played when we won 2-0 in the home game, but it's also a different team that last year. It's a team that, according to me, it's a bit less secure, a bit less confident. They have some problems, and it's not a mystery that they lost already so many games in Serie A. Speaking about the handball, was it handball or not? He said, I don't believe so. For me, it's absolutely no handball, but I understand that in Italy, every single day you are speaking about it. In France, it's not like that. You analyze the case and then it's over. In Italy, people are so passionate, so warm, so crazy about football that you continue to speak about one thing for days and days and days. I understand it, but for me, it was absolutely not a handball. What about the having the mother as an agent? He said, look, and I already told you that story in a live. He said we had some difficulties due to personal situation, and you remember the story of the father of Rabiot that made us coming even more closer. It's not an easy situation for everyone, but we are able to split the family effect of being mother and son, but also the professional agent and player. And it's something that not everyone can do, but for us, it's working really well. He spoke about the players that impressed me. He said Osimhen from Napoli, because he knew him at Lille in France, and he said, we clearly saw that he had some potential, but he's going full potential in Serie A, especially this season. And one that impressed him a lot when he arrived at Juve was Paulo Dybala. I want to repeat that when he arrived at Juve, there was a certain Cristiano Ronaldo, but he's choosing Paulo Dybala. Paulo Dybala, guys, we said it so many times, he is magic. He is magic, a fantastic player. And I want to finish with the last part, speaking about Max Allegri. If you are still there, guys, listen, because they are really beautiful words towards the coach. He said, Allegri abbia davvero tantissime qualità. I believe that Allegri has really a lot of qualities. When I say I'm speaking with the words of Adrien Rabiot. He can manage the group really, really well. He's speaking sometimes to us even like a father to his sons. He has the quality of being able to speak at the best to every individual of that team. He understands also the psychological way of thinking of players. He is fantastic about how he is encouraging, how he's motivating the team to become even more a team. And even in the moment of maximum difficulties, in the moment of maximum pressure, he always finds the right way, the right words, the right intonation to speak in the correct word. He always motivates us to never give up, and it's also an ability for him to never show his pressure, never show his tension, because he has a lot from the external world, but he's able to filter that and never show his stress to the team. Guys, beautiful words from Adrien Rabiot describing Max Allegri. We spoke a lot about his way of playing, the philosophy, whatever you want to, but we spoke also about the fact that Monsieur Allegri is one that in terms of management, he knows what he's doing, and maybe in the moment of difficulty, he's the best one to stay. Guys, we go quickly towards all the other news of the day. Di Maria could also stay until 2024. We already spoke about that. He didn't and never mentioned Champions League as an obligation, but of course that will be an important one. Then Cuadrado could leave potentially. Alexandro, depending these 40 appearances, yes, no, it will be a big question mark if he will remain at Juve, yes or no. There are players that can stay, like Szczesny, Bonucci, Rugani, even if they are in their last year of contract, because their contract will end in 2024. So discussion can potentially start in the summer, maybe not for Bonucci. Let's see what will happen for Rugani. Let's see what will happen for Szczesny. But we have to pay attention to all the players that will come back. Arthur will come back, said by his agent. Question mark about Zakaria, about McKennie, but also about Kulusevski, because with Paratici and Conte that might leave Tottenham, not sure if Tottenham wants to renew Kulusevski, so we have to pay attention. Pellegrini, Ranocchia, Piazza, Rovella, Cambiaso, a lot of players will come back at Juventus, and Juventus will have a lot of work to do, keeping the important ones, sending away the ones that they believe are not part of the project. Anyway, one that will stay is Gatti, that surprised all of us. Fantastic. I'm happy for the kid. I was not convinced about Gatti in the first part of the season. If there is another word that Allegri did well, it was working on Gatti to make him ready at the right moment, and it was now in the double game, Freiburg and Inter. One thing that will be important in all of this, Rabiot, Di Maria, Bonucci, Cuadrado, Alexandro, the renewals, whatever, will be the off-the-field topic. And the first one, we will have the verdict on the 19th of April about the minus 15 points. Before entering in the Prisma investigation, the salary maneuver, Ferrero, the president of Juventus, spoke to some fans yesterday in a club in Roma, Juve club in Roma, and he said, guys, the team is doing what they need to do on the field. Out of the field, we are taking care about that. We as a club are taking care about that. So he's giving also some trust. Does that mean that we will receive the points back? No, but he's giving some trust. There is Gazzetta dello Sport that is speaking about an 11 possible team that Juventus is looking for, so one player by role, like Vicario, Scalvini, Loriente, Scamacca, Zaniolo, Gonzalez, and so on and so on. Maybe I will do another video in detail about that, otherwise this one will be too long. But my first idea, my first feeling when I'm seeing these 11 guys, even if they are great players like Fratesi, like Loriente, like Scalvini, Vicario, it's not reeling me really hot. But one thing that we can understand seeing these 11 is Juventus will go for Italian players like Vicario, Scalvini, Fratesi, Zaniolo, Scamacca, but also from Serie A players. And the only non-Serie A players or non-Italian players that Juventus is targeting are players that didn't succeed in Premier League, like Scamacca. Then that doesn't mean that we will go only with these ones. Some other players could potentially go, but that's a picture of the Italian moment that we have today. Anyway, what about Conte? Well, Conte and Tottenham will be soon over. A lot of teams are on him. We are speaking about Roma, possibly Roma, Milan, Inter, even Juve. We have time to speak about Conte in the next coming days, but quick. Do you want Conte at Juve, yes or no? Let me know. I'm really curious. Anyway, that was the video. I hope you enjoyed it. A long part of Adrien Rabiot. Maximum of like, subscribe to the video. Road to 25k. Mamma mia. Grazie, forza. Juve.